Welcome to another episode of Collectors Coalition, the show about movies, comics, and more. We're also the show that has OCD, Obsessive Collectors Disorder. I'm one of your hosts, Christian Bean. With me is my co-host, the man who makes the Marines, well, makes them look more badass, I'll be honest with you, Mario Bennese.
Was that a joke? Was there an attempted joke there?
I mean, to be fair, it's only as good as yours.
My jokes are great.
I'm
I'm not confident about much, but at least I know my comedy is gold.
Alright, make me feel better about myself, whatever. How you doing, man?
It's a thing.
It's a thing?
Yes, it is a
It's
thing.
always a thing?
Yeah.
Ain't no thing but a chicken wing?
Yeah, just a lot of stuff with work. Just stuff I don't feel like getting into just because I don't like getting heated about my job on public forums.
Oh, I would happily do it. Fuck Macy's.
See,
Marianne, if somehow you're hearing this, you're the worst boss I ever have, and I wish, though I might, that you have a horrible life.
See, I don't
care.
I don't have that luxury. See, you can get another job. I need my job because it gives me a place to stay, and because it really cuts down on my college tuition costs. And I kind of need that through summer. So, yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, but after.
Lay into him. You're gonna walk around with your with your penis out, just waving it around. That's right. Look at me.
No, when I leave, I'm letting them know I leave.
Oh, good man. Proud of you. Proud of you. Proud of you, home slice.
Yeah. Not too much is going on with me. Just kind of needing sleep.
That's fair.
Actually, no. I want to brag about something. I don't brag a lot about, my things. I had a midterm project for my Fundamentals of Multimedia class.
Okay.
And I've dedicated the last month and a half of my life to making this project as awesome as it could be. Like, I went out and spent $70 for the materials to make a claymation puppet and everything. I've spent hours. I've set up 2 enormous green screens in my room, meaning that I had to completely rearrange my room, not once, but twice to do this. I filmed multiple times. I wrote music for the piece. I spent many Saturdays staying
on this midterm.
Yeah, staying up late into the night.
It was very impressive. I saw what you posted on Facebook of the finished product.
Yeah, till like 6 in the morning.
I was very impressed considering that you put way more effort into a midterm than I do on like things I like.
And so, we show them off, I guess, in class. I guess that was what we were doing. And a lot, everybody else's was crap. Like, there were maybe 2 that were actually decent.
Mario Bennese, he's handsome and humble. Definitely humble.
No, I like the inconsistent aspect ratios, man. Stretched footage, it's just bad.
It's the worst, and it's
they put some
easy.
One guy put weeaboo crap in his.
It's such an easy fix too. Aspect ratio is such an easy thing to get right. It's so simple.
It's not even that difficult of a project as long as you have like some sort of animation and editing skills in there. You've done the project. You've done the project.
Okay.
And then mine goes up. Like there's one guy, he puts, he has his shown and it's not very good. I'm like, all right, well, I don't want to be a dick. I'm going to wait a while. I'm going to wait maybe 2 turns. That way I don't make this kid feel like utter crap first. Not putting any effort into it. And then mine goes pretty much just straight up applause throughout the entire thing. No negative feedback or anything. I'm like, oh, cool. Because everybody else is like, yeah, you can probably fix this, this, and this. I'm like, that's right. Because I know what I'm doing. I don't need to be here. Because I've learned nothing new. That's a lie. I've learned how to use After Effects. I didn't know how to do that before.
It's good because when it comes to us editing together, we know who we're going to. You and probably our buddy Speedy, who's a pretty good editor.
Yeah, so I'm really proud of my project.
I'm proud of you.
It took a very long time. I got some really cool stuff in there. Simulated rotation.
I am both. I find your use of green screen both hilarious and quite impressive considering how like low budget you are.
Yeah. Well, I was going for like that. It's like a rock.
Oh yeah, no,
80s
I know you.
Metal music video, but like I went for like a cheesy kind of feel. But it works for it.
You went for that 80s feel, and I saw it and I liked it. But that's why, like, on one hand, I'm really impressed by the fact that you know your technical limitations, so you knew, okay, I have to go for the 80s cheese feel. I'm fine with that. I love that feel.
Yeah.
You went with it. But on the other hand,
I made a claymation Satan.
It does look so cheesy, and I love it. I'm like, this screams Mario. Just the cheese coming off this thing is the best. And a great.
I got like 5 types of cheese in there.
Post that on the Collectors Coalition page.
All right, yeah.
Post it on our Facebook one.
I made a claymation Satan. My mom's gonna be thrilled with that.
If I had one criticism of it, and that's, you know me, I'm always I think the ending could have been stronger.
Yeah, that's what everybody's like. Yeah, well, what happens next? I want to know.
I
want to know.
Had like a cool final riff where you defeat Satan. I think that would have been a really cool ending right there.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna add something in later, but that's what everybody's like. Well, what happens next? I want to know.
It was a good independent film thing that I was very impressed with Mario. That was the only criticism I had of it. Other than that, I got the style you were going for, so I'm just like, I felt like when the ending ended, I'm like, oh shit, it ended.
I made my own fire in After Effects. I think I deserve the A.
Now, on one hand, it looked great for 80s cheese, but on the other hand, it looked like terrible fire. It was awful. I thought it was. I was giggling though. This is great. This is both the greatest and worst thing I've ever seen. It reminds me of watching an old Megadeth video, and I really liked that. I'm like, I had a lot of fun with that.
So that was.
Your videos bring me joy. Just know that.
That was the last month and a half of my life.
Oh well, it was good. It was worth it. You got a lot of experience from that. You're sitting here being all impressive and stuff. Yeah, I'm sitting here. I'm having like emotional breakdowns when writing. I didn't tell you that?
No.
Yeah, I was trying to write a script, and I guess I had a breakdown at some point, so I couldn't write anymore, and I had to stop. I couldn't get very far. I knew where I wanted to go, but my favorite quote. I can't remember who said it. It was what makes the difference between what destroys good creations is not the lack of idea, but the inability to get past self-doubt. And I'm like, that's my whole life when it comes to me creating things. I'm always very, very critical of my own work. You know how I am.
I think that's just any creator.
But I'm like, I'm very critical of my own work to the point where I won't write unless I know it's good. And it really frustrates me because I know what I'm doing is great. I just need to finish it, give it to you so you can help me fix it.
Modest much?
I know, but I know it's really good. Like, I'm really proud of it. It's one of my first works I'm really proud of. So I've been having that trouble, and one of the days I was trying to write, I got up. I'm like, all right, I need to get the mail. I need to get away. I need to move away. I need to just relax. The Chappelle thing had just come on, and had just shown up. So I've been watching the Chappelle comedy thing. You haven't seen that, guys? You haven't seen it?
Brilliant.
Hilarious. Before we were recording today, when I was doing a couple things, I had him watch it before we recorded, and it was hilarious. It's like the second viewing is just as good as the first. I just love it so much.
There's some good stuff in there.
Yeah, I enjoyed it quite a lot. So I was watching that, and I was like, all right, I need to stop. I need to go. I need to get away from the computer. I need to stop. So I ended up playing. After that, I didn't get back to writing. I just started playing Mass Effect because it's me. But I got up, went downstairs to go get check the mail. By that time, I walked by and I hear these two black guys talking. Now, yeah, the race is actually a part of the story, unlike most stories. Oh, slight burn. Slight burn.
Oh man, you really showed them.
I was talking about on our garbage day.
Oh.
Because the little black girl, and I'm like.
That was a thing that happened, wasn't it?
Super racist.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, super racist. There's an irony behind that, but we'll get to it. And I heard them, they're talking about the O.J. Simpson trial. And specifically, they're talking about the show O.J. versus...
Like The People.
The People.
Like that.
And it's a very good documentary kind of
thing. Reenactment.
I really enjoyed it. Now, they were criticizing it because they're saying that it was too harsh on O.J. Simpson. That it doesn't necessarily do well with showing how polarizing it was and how unknown it was whether he did it or not. Now, for any of you who have a brain, we all know OJ did it.
Yeah.
We know the reason why he got off, and whether it's right or wrong, we can't say, but we know OJ did it.
Yep.
We know. So they're sitting there, and it's like, one of the guys says, yeah, man, he was a hero to my dad, man? He ran 11,000 yards. Now, for those of you who've been listening know that I love making inappropriate jokes.
He has no self-control.
I put this on Facebook, too. I love making inappropriate jokes. I'm also, every time I make an inappropriate joke, I consider the audience that I'm around to make sure that joke should be made.
Sometimes.
No, I do it every time. I never make the right decision.
Bobby's shaking her head no.
I never make the right decision. Because the third part of this is that, and I am guaranteed to always make the wrong decision in that circumstance. I will always make that bad joke. When I shouldn't do it, I'll still do it. Because my heart still tells me yes. My mind is screaming, God, stop, please, no, we're gonna get ourselves killed. So I can't help myself. It's like, yeah, man, he ran for 11,000 yards, and I stood without missing a beat. Yeah, man, it's like it's like he was getting himself ready for that murder, practicing for when he had to run from the cops. I have never seen the faces of pure hatred in a person's eyes before. I walked a little faster.
They had faces in their eyes?
Yes. That's how mad they were at me. The level of inappropriate was up there. But when I got back in the apartment after getting my mail, which I had no mail, which really sucked because this whole thing could have been avoided, I was laughing so hard. I found it to be the funniest thing. Because just to know, there's someone in my complex right now that's sitting there thinking, that son of a motherfucking a-hole
stupid white boy.
Yeah. Thinks he's so goddamn funny.
That beanie wearing fool. You know, they're probably going to be able to find you because you don't change up your head attire at all.
I don't really. I've been wearing the same type of clothing since middle school.
Some people never change.
I found what I liked and I stuck with it.
Hey man, I'm a jeans and t-shirts guy, so I can't fault you, man.
Mm-hmm.
They're comfy.
What I used to wear before jeans and t-shirts were shorts and t-shirts.
Please tell me they weren't cargo shorts. Like,
I wore a variety of things.
Were they the camo cargo shorts?
No, God, no. I had one pair of black cargo shorts I really liked because they were super comfy, and they allowed me to go run around and whatnot, and like.
Oh, back before they were illegal to wear in school or something.
I mean, I wasn't allowed to wear. I wore a uniform in elementary school.
I think I did too.
And in middle school, my first year, I was wearing shorts and whatnot and t-shirt, and then hair started growing, and I'm just like, I'm gonna wear pants. See how that works out. I started wearing pants, and pants were warm, and they felt good on my legs, so I liked those better. So
they make me feel less insecure about my legs.
For my first half of 6th grade was the last time I wore anything different. From that point on, it's been jeans and t-shirts ever since. You know,
it's proper attire. It is our uniform.
It just fits who I am.
It's our uniform.
If I could wear jeans and a t-shirt to a job interview and not be ridiculed for it, I would totally do it because I'm pathetic like that.
Okay, so real quick side tangent, I guess, before we hit the news.
Okay.
So my bosses and my higher ups are really strict that we wear our housing polos or housing t-shirt whenever we're on duty, whenever we're holding the phone or we're working desk.
I never see that when I go to your building. Never.
I never wear the housing polo or t-shirt.
Mm-hmm.
I never do.
You
want to know why?
He has the face of like,
you wanna know why?
Yeah, I get him every time.
Because one, I'm not paid enough to care enough. Two.
That's how I feel about Macy's. I'm not paid enough to care, guys.
I'm pretty sure the residents in this building know me by now.
Yeah.
Like, there is no one else in that building like me. At all.
For better and for worse.
For better and for worse, there was no one else in there like me. And 3, I'm always down to fight a system, man.
You're such a you are like the nerdiest rebel I know. Like, you try so hard to be a rebel, but you're such a nerd.
I'm a rebel without a cause.
You're not a rebel without a cause. You have a cause. Your cause is just stupid.
I just like to fight the man.
I like to fight the man.
Put that on my tombstone.
Put that on your tombstone?
Famous last words.
I like to fight the man. Oh,
before he was shot by the man.
Oh boy. Oh, this is getting a little racy. Let's try to avoid this circumstance right now, shall we? Give me one quick second. We'll get started on the news. I'm just doing something real fast. There we go. And let's get started on the news. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
You're terrible. Terrible host.
First up is comic solicits for June. I rephrase. I don't think all of our listeners follow comics as closely as we do. Yeah. Solicits is just what the listings are for June.
What's coming up. They don't spoil anything. It's hey, this issue.
I'm pretty sure everyone that listens to the show knows that. I'm 100% sure. I just want to be that one person. I don't want to like leave you out. I want to be a part of the conversation. So we are going to sit through everything because, as you know, a lot of this stuff is just, hey, this next issue's coming, this next issue's coming. But we're gonna read all the highlights that when I was reading through them, I found were definitely worth it. We're gonna start with Image first. Youngblood's coming back, and in June we're gonna be getting the second issue, so it's coming back in April, which is pretty cool. Maybe the April solicits were up and we didn't do them. The series that I really like, Renato Jones, comes back in June as well. It'll also be a second issue. It's only been 6 issues this time.
Huh.
The series, which is fine. Every book's good.
I'm not a big Image guy.
I like Image because it's just the third-party developer that I enjoy.
Yeah, no, I don't dislike them. I just never got into them, you know.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for that book. I'm really excited to see where it goes from there. When we were talking about when we start talking about in the comics, I'll probably do a quick summary of during the first issue of what happened in the last series, just so we're caught up.
Okay.
But now's the time. Go get the first volume, read the first volume, get into it. This series is really good, and I'm really excited for season 2. Next up is Shirtless Bear Fighter.
What?
Will be making its debut in June. Now, I saw that this is a new title coming out in June, and it has one of the best descriptions I've ever heard. It's about a guy who has been betrayed by the family of bears that raised him.
Is this a story about your life?
It's just so funny. The art looks great. It just looks like a trip. If you got a chance, look up Shirtless Bear Fighter Image Comics, and
I'm kind of scared to do that.
It looks really funny.
It looks like a beard?
Yeah, it looks like this burly lumberjack looking dude.
Does it look like Grizzly Adams?
For the most part, that's what's going on with Image. Everything else is mainly just stuff that's still coming out. I was surprised to find out that Savage Dragon's still being released, you know?
Yeah.
Sorry.
That is a thing.
Yeah, it's good. I dropped off really early into it. So next up, we're going to do the Marvel. Secret Empire will be seeing a plethora of new titles the month of June. Each one looks more hammy and ridiculous than the last, so take that with what you will. I mean, Secret Empire sounds and looks terrible. Every series, every like tie-in comic they're doing sounds and looks terrible. A lot of these are just tie-in books that they're having for that month. But the Defenders will be premiering with an all-new #1, as well as a new Iceman series, a new Vision miniseries called Vision Director's Cut. Weapons of Mutant Destruction Alpha will also be releasing. Star Wars Droids Unplugged will be releasing, and the new Darth Vader series will be releasing. So those are all new #1s that are coming out in June.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I saw this somewhere around the omnibus. They're putting out an omnibus of the Muppet Babies comic book.
Yeah.
They have no reason not to put out the Spider-Ham stuff.
I saw some of the omnibus stuff, and I just kind of ignored it. I didn't think anybody would really care.
I
figured if you were waiting for an omnibus of A, B, or C, you would buy it yourself.
Yeah.
You would find it yourself.
Yeah.
Last up, and this also ties into another piece of the news, so this kind of combines something, is DC Comics. And for the most part, everything's the same. You know, we're getting everything pretty much DC. None of that's really changing. There's a couple new artists and writers here and there sprinkled in, but none of that really needs to matter right now. But the big thing is that they released a universe event called Dark Day, and it'll be starting with something called The Forge. Now, we don't know much about it. My boy Snyder's on that. Does some Batman stuff. He's pretty good at that, but he also has helping him. Can you pronounce his name? I'm terrible at it. Detective Comics writer.
James Tynion IV.
Yeah, James Tynion IV and Scott Snyder are collaborating to make this with Jim Lee doing one person doing the art. I think Romita Jr.'s doing some art and some other guys doing some art. So it's really exciting. It's interesting. We don't really know what it's going to be involving, but it seems like it's going to be working on some of that some of the
Watchmen
stuff and whatnot.
It looks interesting. The picture that they have for the first issue for the Forge thing looks really rad. Like really post-apocalyptic.
Yeah.
I'm really into that.
There's a whole statue of like Batman, and then Batman standing near the statue, like he's gonna take on that statue.
It's
The
all
statue,
it's all Batman's fault.
If you look on the statue's like leg, like lower leg, it has people strapped to it, tied to it. I'm like, that's disturbing.
Other than that, your boy's pretty excited about some upcoming Superman stuff. That's all I.
Oh yeah,
that's all. That's what I'm the most excited about. Because I'm a dork.
I mean, honestly, everything else is the same with DC. All the stuff that's being released is being released. Of course, the Bane title's coming out, but we already knew that. We already talked about that earlier. Other than that, I really can't think of anything that's new.
Yeah, nothing that.
No.
Yeah, we got nothing else. Just basic stuff.
Yeah. Next up is Spider-Man's Black Cat and Silver Sable movies are in development as spin-off films. These films, as well as a new Venom film, have been confirmed to not be canon with the MCU. Now, this is going to go into the topic we want to discuss this week, is this is a really bad sign, because these are really good characters.
Being squandered by a really bad company.
Yeah, which kind of asks the question, what's going on with the Marvel-Sony relations? You know, what's actually happening there? Because it seems like that the relationships they're having is really, really face value. They get just Spider-Man and Spider-Man, for the most part, some Spider-Man villains, but they're taking all these different characters and making side films with them. I don't understand why.
It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. What I'm really interested in is that, does that mean the MCU is never going to get these characters, or does it mean that the MCU is not going to get these characters for a while? Because that's where I'm really bringing. I'm just worried that this is a sign about the Spider-Man relations not doing well, and not going very well.
See, I was hoping that when they acquired Spider-Man, they also acquired, his main cast of characters.
And it seems like they did, but it also seems like that Sony still wants to play their own game. But I don't understand this.
They lost their main player.
Yeah. Hasn't Sony learned that they can't? Like, no one likes when they do it because they don't know what they're doing?
You can't play Tomb Raider without Lara Croft.
Yeah, like...
That's what they're doing.
It's like making a Tomb Raider game and making a spin-off with her dad. Like, yeah, it's cool and all, but, like, no one cares about her dad without her. It's like making a Superman. It's like having one company has Superman and the company that they're it's like wanting to make a Superman movie but using only Supergirl and Superwoman. That would be cool, but it won't be the same.
Yeah.
Knowing that Superman has nothing to do with it.
You mean the CW shows?
Well, he's in those shows. Is Superwoman in those shows?
No, Superwoman's not in the shows.
Yeah, that's what I thought. So it's only Supergirl and Superman. Yeah. They're in there.
Yeah, but Superman's not.
Also,
he's barely in there.
Superman could be on a TV show, but Batman can't. We can't have Batman on those shows.
Hey man, we got Green Arrow.
We got your third-rate, hippie-ass, motherfucking third-rate Batman, dressing all green, ugly-looking, stupid, doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Always wrong. He's the wrong Batman. He's always wrong Batman.
So
no one's always wrong Batman.
So Diet Batman.
He's not even Diet Batman. He's not even the Coke Zero of Batman. You know what he is?
He's RC Cola Batman.
If Batman is Coca-Cola, Green Arrow is just black sugar that's just sitting on the ground because it's stayed in the sun too long. Wow, I got a little heated there. I'm sorry.
I think you did. I'm sorry to all of our listeners.
I like Green Arrow. I hate the Arrow show with every fiber of my being.
Oh, I know you do.
So back to the
I just like to poke the bear.
Back to the topic at hand. Topic of the week is that what? I mean, this is a little worrisome. What do you think this means for Marvel and Sony? What do you think this means for what Marvel can do from this point on? Do you think there's certain characters they're not allowed to make anything with? Does that mean if they go to Sony and say, "Hey, we want to do a movie with Venom," they're gonna say no?
Do they have the power to say no?
Yeah, they have the power to say no to any idea.
Okay, because I'm not entirely up to snuff on what the ramifications
basically
of the deals were.
The Sony Marvel contract with Spider-Man goes that Marvel does pretty much everything.
Okay.
Sony helps fund it. Sony helps advertise it, and they have a final say in the overall project. So if they want to use a character, they go to Sony and say, "Hey, we want to use this character." I don't know why Sony would ever just say. I don't know why Sony would ever say no. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But why would they want to make movies using other characters not in the MCU? Wouldn't you think it would be the best to put them in the MCU? It would give them a stronger start, more people want to go see it. Or are you hoping you can confuse people to go see your films?
That's what they're trying to do.
But why would Marvel be okay with that? Is no one going to do this as Marvel can't tell them no? That's what I find interesting.
I don't know.
Because Sony has that power to do whatever they want without Marvel's consent or without Disney's consent.
Maybe they're just so confident in knowing that Sony's going to screw it up. So they're like, yeah, let them do whatever they want.
It's not going to hurt us.
Yeah.
We're the juggernaut.
We got the good character. We got the crowd draw right here.
That's true.
I mean, people like
Black Cat and Silver Sable is kind of, is cooler with Spider-Man.
Because people like Venom and all, but like
Venom's cool because
people
of
are gonna
Spider-Man.
go see a Spidey film before they go see like a Black Cat film.
People are gonna see a Spider-Man film before they see a Venom film. I mean, that's just
the way it goes.
Between
some people.
between Flash Thompson and Peter Parker. Peter Parker was just a more interesting character.
Yeah.
Flash is interesting. He's just not as interesting as Spider-Man.
He uses search.com.
Spider-Man uses search.com. Oh my god.
ASM 2 sucked.
Yeah, Amazing Spider-Man 2 did suck. Really sad about that. So for the most part, I'm just I want to make this topic of the week because I want to discuss a little further about what this would mean. Personally, I feel like this is not necessarily a good sign for Marvel. I feel like this is a little bit of a it kind of shows us a little bit more of the deal that they made, and if they didn't approve of this and they don't want this to happen, but Sony does, I'm a little worried about that.
Yeah.
Because that means that Sony can just use the popularity of Spider-Man and do what the hell they want with it.
Which is pretty cheap.
Well, considering that, like, it's not like Sony's gonna do anything good with it.
No, they're not.
They've tried how many times to make something good out of
What was the
Spider-Man?
last Sony movie we saw that was good?
I mean, like, Spider-Man movie. We've seen some good Sony movies.
Well, I mean, they can't even get their own regular films that aren't even comic book related to be good.
That's true. Sony's film department is just a bunch of monkeys smacking a keyboard.
So us.
I mean, they
just get paid more.
Their gaming division that work on PlayStation are gods. Like, we all know that's where Sony making their money.
Yeah.
They're not making their money off of TVs and their movies.
No.
They're making their money off of video games, man. It's a very profitable business. All right, well, that's been the topic of the week.
I got nothing.
Moving on, we're going to go on to the next bit of news. We got like 3 more and we're done. Next up is there's a Zootopia lawsuit that claims Disney stole the film concepts from another gentleman. By concepts, they mean the plot, the characters, and the overall design for the entire film.
Would it be the first time?
Yeah.
Kimba.
What I find interesting, this is coming out now. He was never going to. It doesn't seem like he was ever going to do anything with it. And when you look at the comparison between the characters' original design, like his design, and Disney's design, there's some very mild similarities.
In that they're both appealing to furries.
But there are shocking differences.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, one of them was like a hyena instead of a fox for the character of Nick.
You know what he's asking for, though? He's asking for, not how much, he's asking for like a certain percentage of what the film has made overall.
Oh, no.
And then money from all the merchandising the film's going to have afterwards.
Dude,
I know!
On the one hand, I know that Disney probably did take some ideas or some inspiration.
You know what Disney
because
said,
they've
though?
done that
you know
before in the
Disney
past.
Say? You know, Disney's like, no, we never did that. F you.
But on the other hand, this guy waited until this film has been out on Blu-ray. He saw how much money this film raked in, both through the film and through the merchandise, and he says, I want a piece of that pie.
He's also claiming that the racial, like, the commentary on race relations, that was definitely me. That was all mine. I'm like, well, you did a very bad job, sorry to say. You didn't do very good. You shouldn't be proud of that.
He just wants a piece of the pie.
He wants a piece of the pie. I mean, I want a piece of Disney pie. I want to suckle on that Disney pie all day long, but I can't.
Tastes like corruption.
It does taste like corruption. I would never work for Disney. My dad was trying to convince me to intern at Disney, and I'm just like, no. Well, you can get a Disney job. Yeah. And when if I ever sell out and like decide I hate myself, I'll sell out to Disney. Yeah, but I'm not that desperate yet.
I don't hate myself that much yet.
I'm not quite there. If any of y'all see me working at Disney and doing stuff at Disney, know that I quit. That was me quitting on artistic integrity. I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Need to pay the bills.
I pay the bills, and you know what? They pay well.
It's better than sucking junk in the alleyways.
I have an in. I have an in to get in there.
Oh, yeah, you've told me.
I just don't want to. I do not want to. I'm like, no. I want some integrity.
Better than whoring yourself out in the alleyways.
Speaking of whoring yourself out, Robert Downey Jr. has been confirmed to be playing Dr. Dolittle in the new Dr. Dolittle reboot.
Because everybody asked for that.
Along with that, Benedict Cumberbatch has been confirmed to play. Is confirmed to play the Grinch and How the Grinch Stole Christmas reboot.
What did James Wynot say? It was Benadryl Cabbage Patch.
Cabbage Patch, that's right.
Benadryl Cabbage Patch.
Wynot's the best. He's so funny.
He's great. We're gonna try and get him on the show.
Yeah. For any of y'all, we're just sitting here because I like him and he's cool and all. James Wynot makes a book called Bolts. It's only had a couple issues out. I don't know what's going on with more issues, but it's awesome. I loved it. I love the art. I love the story. I thought it was a trip. It was a great time. Really am pushing. You should definitely read it if you can. Find it. It's definitely worth the 2 issues that's in there. It's enjoyable.
And he's a nice guy.
Oh, he's cool as hell. Every time I walk in and I see him, I'm always happy. I'm like, this guy's awesome.
Hey, James.
Well, we're going to like a Wednesday party at Docking Bay. The opening thing, so we're gonna try to both go to that. I was just gonna hang out there all day.
I have a class on that Wednesday, but I would definitely...
No, we'll go afterwards.
Oh, I mean, it's only an hour class.
What class is it?
CPR.
What time?
Noon to 1.
We'll just go afterwards.
That's assuming that I wake up for my class. I woke up at 11:52 on Wednesday, and I'm like, crap, I got class in 8 minutes, and it's on the other side of campus.
If you don't go, we'll go earlier. If you do go, I'll just wait until after 1. I'm gonna sleep in that day anyways.
I managed to make it to my class.
Proud of you.
Thank you.
That's right. That's right, baby. That's right.
I need validation every once in a while.
Yeah, about that. Warner Brothers still wants another film to start filming this year for the DCCU, the DC Cinematic Universe. In other news, Warner Brothers is still beating a dead horse. Dude, you canceled your Batman film. Stop. Take a break. I'll allow there only be 2 movies 1 year. It's okay. No one's gonna get on you for not doing so. Another headlines would read, "Oh, Warner Brothers decided, we're not. They're not doing another film. They're giving up." I'm like, no. It's good to collect yourself and then try again later. I'll stop messing with that. I'm sorry.
My cord.
Yeah, sorry about that. I just don't.
That's how you rustle my jimmies.
By touching your cord?
Yes.
Sounds much dirtier.
My TED
without
cord.
Context.
But playing with my TED cord.
Yeah, I'm just shocked that they're still pushing it. Because Aquaman they're filming this year.
Yeah.
What is the other thing they're filming this year?
That's a good question.
Is it Justice League that they're filming this year? This early this year? No, it's already done. Wait, that thing.
I want to say something with The Rock in it, like maybe Black Adam, maybe.
I don't think Black Adam's filming this year. It's Aquaman. Something else. I don't remember. I don't care. I don't care what Warner Brothers does. Oh, wasn't it The Flash? No, The Flash got pushed back too because they can't find a director.
Yeah.
Their films are toxic. No one wants to touch them.
I just wish they would get this thing together because I really do want this universe to succeed.
I do too. I would love to see
I want to see a 180-degree turnaround first, but you know.
Yeah, I want to see it get better as well. I just don't want to see the way it is.
I guess still kind of talking on DC news. Justice League trailer hits Saturday.
Oh yeah, that's right. I thought about putting that in. I didn't.
Well, there's not much else to say about it. It's just
a poster of Aquaman was on, and Batman looked
and
like...
Flash. They had a Flash one.
Oh, that's right. The look on Batman's face was, did I leave the oven on?
I found it. I'm like, Christian, your boy be looking pretty whack.
He showed it to me like, oh my god, why Snyder? I blame Snyder. It's not Ben.
Snooter.
It's not Ben Affleck.
Zack Snooter.
It's Zack Snooter. Zack Snooter.
Zack Snootered my favorite heroes.
You. How how do you screw up as bad as Zack Snyder on very simple characters? Superman, I get. Superman messing up, I get. Superman, for the most part, is a very simple character to write, but to write that will please the fans is very difficult.
Superman fans are relentless.
Yeah. Batman, I'm less forgiving because, you know what? Does Batman do cool stuff? Yeah. Well, then all the dude bros who like Batman don't care. Because really, that's what it is. There's two fans for Batman. There's the dude bros who like Batman because he's just a person who's buff man, who lifts. And there's the rest of us who are just like, I just like Batman. I think he's cool. I like his like nonstop fighting for justice. I mean, he's a cool character. You know, I just want to see him done right for once.
He's a grown-up emo version.
I just don't.
Of Christian.
He's not emo. You shut your whore mouth. Batman isn't singing a quarter cutting himself.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is he goth?
No. He's troubled. He has got PTSD, sir. You need to calm down.
Does he listen to My Chemical Romance?
No. Actually, I think he listens to classical
The All-American Rejects?
He listens to classical music, sir. Batman has taste, unlike your Superman with his Metallica.
That's true.
Yeah,
Superman's favorite band is Metallica. He has all of their albums, and his favorite album is Injustice for All.
Good man. Good man. It's a good album.
It is a good album.
Still love Ride the Lightning personally. Ride the Lightning is my favorite albums of all time.
All right, well, that is...
That's enough rambling from us morons. Let's get on to the news.
I know too many things about too many stupid things. Next up, we got comics. So we got Action Comics number 976, written by Dan Jurgens and art by Doug Monkey. And as a Superman fan, I could not be pleased, or any more pleased than I am. I loved this book.
Yeah, this book was fantastic.
I could not be pleased. I could not be pleased during the New 52.
I tried. I wasn't going to say anything. I was going to give you the benefit of the doubt. But now that you said that, dude.
I loved this book.
Yeah, so I thought it was great. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was wonderful.
It was really satisfying.
Now, for those of you who haven't read it yet, it's too late. You should have read it. Of course, Mixoplex is the villain in this book.
Mixoplex?
Mixoplex. I don't know. His name has no vowels. There is no proper way to pronounce that stupid name.
Mr. Mixture Spitalik.
Mr. Spitalik. It's just it has no vowels.
You have no vowels.
Yes, there's an I in my name.
And an A.
Oh God, help me.
No.
So, I loved it. You loved it.
Yep.
My big thing with this book is I think this story is really good. I think the aftermath is going to either make it great or make it mediocre. And that's because the story is good. The bulk of the story is good. But I feel like depending on how they handle the result of the end of this book, that will depend on how good it really is. Like, I don't think it's going to be bad. I think the worst it can be is just mediocre.
I'm going to go ahead and say that it's going to be good because Jurgens is pretty much handling a lot of this stuff. I mean, he had, the other writers for the other titles and stuff come and collaborate with him on these things. But he's like, yeah, no, trust me, I'm a seasoned Superman writer. I know what makes a good Superman story. I wrote the greats. So I have no doubt that this next couple aftermath issues are going to be pretty good. It's going to clear up a lot of the issues that you might be having. Yeah, I think so as well. My big thing is that what happens in this book is really going to change continuity for Superman hardcore. Oh, yeah.
Hardcore.
Oh,
so,
boy. Trust me, as a Superman fan.
You know me. I'm very happy on how they're doing it. I'm very happy on what they're doing. But it's how they do it that's important. If it's not done well, I feel like it's going to neuter this story a little bit. Oh, neuter a very good story.
Oh, yeah.
With some of the coolest art I've seen from Doug ever. Just some of the coolest art. He just went ham, and I really appreciate it. Some of the coolest writing I've seen Dan Jurgens do. Just really unique writing.
Oh, yeah. Rebel Tat.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy about this book. But not next week, because next week are the annuals. So we're not going to get books next week.
Shoot.
Yeah, next week's comics, just by the way, are going to be super light. I got a bunch of crossover stuff, so it's going to be a lot of me talking. So if you want to...
So a regular episode.
Shut up. So if you want to ignore, instead of like 80% me talking, it's going to go about like 85%, 90% me talking. You can skip that episode because Mario will be here.
Yeah, I'll be here.
I'll
talk about the Batgirl annual, because Supergirl's going to be in it.
And the Titans annual.
That's true. That is coming out, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. You're not getting the Dark Knight.
The Dark Newt?
The Dark Knight.
Did I get that one?
No, you didn't get the. You didn't get Master Race, dude.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about
No,
something
Dark
else
Knight
I
Master
missed.
Race.
Oh,
The
God, no.
stupid
God, no.
third edition. The terrible series.
Why would I do that to myself?
I don't know.
Anyway, it's good. Pick it up. Easily the best Superman story I've read in years. Next up, we got Batgirl number 9, and written by Hope Larson and art by Chris Wildgoose.
Can we get a new writer now?
No.
Can we please get a new writer?
No.
Can we please?
Not until we get a better Justice League writer.
No. Justice League is tolerable. This has gone from just okay to just really infuriating.
He's an angry bean.
I am an angry bean, man. The cover spoils it already. Penguin's in this book. He's only in the book for like a second. He's gonna be in the next book a little bit more.
For a second.
Really, it really is for a second. It literally is like you see him and he's gone. Like,
I am so sorry.
oh, okay. Like I know he's gonna be more in the next book, but like it's the Penguin. I want to see more of the wah 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 wah.
Did he bite anyone's nose off?
No, he didn't. Still one of my favorite moments in any movie. It's just Danny DeVito as the Penguin biting some random dude's nose off. I'm just like, what's going on in this film? No, it's just so mediocre, and it's gone from it's not just mediocre. It's like it's all right. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but you know what? It used to be. It's Batgirl going from country to in a new country. I like this. I want to see where this goes. To just back in Gotham. That was short-lived. Okay, let's see how this goes. And then just a series of just every issue is just another grown moment. It's really trying to be a super, I guess, what's the term for it when you want to represent tons of groups and tons of group issues?
Socially aware?
That's right. It wants to be as socially aware as humanly possible, but it comes off as relatively insulting because it's not necessarily that it's socially aware. It's that it introduces minor plot points that never go anywhere, like that one girl who complained about being misgendered.
Oh, that thing.
And that never went anywhere. This one thing where there's like this one gay couple that was having trouble and that didn't go anywhere. And now having another gay couple that are having trouble about like they want to have a child.
So like, it's SJW Tumblrina the book.
It really is not the entire book. It's just those moments to where I'm like, this is fine. I find this interesting. Are you going to do anything with it? No, you're not. Then why is it here? Why is it in my book?
I'll tell you why.
It's pandering.
You just answered my
It's some grade A pandering. It's like country music. It's just sitting there. I was all just pandering.
It's a pandering.
I just can't. Nothing insults me. I do not care what you want to represent. You want to represent as a feminist? Fine. Do it. Make it a part of the plot. Say what you want about Superwoman. But the whole like equal like the feminist message in Superwoman was a part of the plot. It made sense. It worked. It was cohesive. Story wasn't necessarily good, but at least it didn't.
So you admit it. I win.
I like it. It wasn't good. I liked it though. Just you know me. I can separate two things. It's not good. But no, like. At least it made sense within the. At least it was in the plot and it was used. They just keep throwing things in Batgirl, hoping that that feminists will catch on. It's like, oh my god, it's representing me this issue. I'm like, it's representing you for a panel or two, and then it completely disregards you. I'm like, that is the most insulting thing you can do. To represent, to say, oh, I'm representing you, but you're not important enough to be a part of my plot, so I'm just gonna ignore you. Don't introduce it if it's not a part of the plot.
Huh. Marvel's actually got one up on DC. Changes the entire universe.
Except for most of their pandering is also not a part of the plot either. And the worst part with Marvel is even worse because they try so hard to make it a part of the plot. And then they change everything back to the way it was. They're changing everything back to the way it was. It's almost like they don't realize the problem isn't the changes they made, but the fact being the writing is poor and they have a terrible writing staff. That their stance for so many years, art first, writing second, This doesn't work anymore. Both should be equally important. I have so many issues with Marvel Comics right now.
See,
Secret Empire is the most disrespectful book I have ever. The entire premise is that the only way that the Allies, war heroes and the people who were being World War II heroes of the World War II, us, the only way we could have won, the only way was with the Cosmic Cube. We couldn't do it any other way. Sorry, this is a side tangent. That's been bubbling for a while. It's so insulting because like all these people that fought and died in a war for the people of the world, like they fought to save people, and everyone's like, yeah, but they couldn't have done it without a cosmic cube. Isn't that cool, guys? No, it's insulting, and you guys are a-holes.
See,
Batgirl's stupid. Batgirl's stupid. I'm gonna pick it up. You want to pick it up? Because I love Batgirl.
Devotion to the Bat family.
Devotion to the damn Bat family.
Trust me, I'm on that same.
I don't want to do it, but I love Barbara Gordon so much. She's one of my favorite characters of all time, and I just fine. I'll keep picking it up, but I'm not gonna like it. I'm gonna complain about it the entire. I'm gonna go kicking and screaming.
Well, I hope your book gets better. I really do. Next up, we got Batman Beyond #6, written by Dan Jurgens and art by Bernard Chang.
At least this book's good.
Yeah, I liked this one.
Dan Jurgens can never not make me happy. Like, his writing is just really good.
Terry giving Bruce a hug. He doesn't know. Bruce doesn't know what to do with himself.
Bruce Wayne just gets always like, I don't know what to do about this. I'm very uncomfortable.
What is this that you're doing with your arms?
The fact being that the Joker's alive. This is the first time we've seen Joker post his death since, Zero. What was it called?
Endgame.
Endgame. That's right. It was Endgame. This is the first time we've seen Joker like Joker post-death. He was in Harley Quinn, but that was pre-death.
Yeah.
This is Joker post-death, so we know he's still alive. We're just waiting until when. I'm really excited for when Joker comes back. I hope it's a big story.
I'm excited. Yeah, I miss him.
Me too. I want side tangent. I really want to see King write Joker. I think he could do a great job. But back on it, I think Batman. Dan Jurgens did a really good job for the little bit that he wrote the Joker for the Joker. It was very good.
The art's great in this one too.
Oh my god, it's so good. And Batman Beyond it, I appreciate greatly how good this book is.
Yeah.
And where this book goes, and I'm really looking forward to the next story arc. For those of you who don't know, I mean, the cover tells you, it tells you on the cover, the story is about the League of Assassins, and I'm really excited to see the Beyond Assassins.
These League of Assassins need to stop assassinating, hitting in Batman Beyond and Detective.
That's right, they are everywhere right now. Huh. I wonder if Ra's al Ghul's still alive in Batman Beyond. What am I talking about? It's Ra's al Ghul. Of course he's still alive. He's immortal.
As long as he's got a Lazarus pit.
Yeah, as long as he's a Lazarus pit, he's immortal. What am I talking about? What is this, stupid?
Dummy.
Idiot. That was a dumb question. Of course he's still alive.
I wonder if cheese tastes like cheese.
Shut up. Let's move on.
Next up, we got Blue Beetle #7, written by Keith Giffen and art by Scott Collins.
So two things before we start. One, this is getting a new writer.
Yeah.
We're getting a new writer. We don't know when, but we are getting a new writer. So we're staying on for the new writer to see how they do with it. Two, better book.
Dr. Fate,
yeah. Two, better book.
Oh, yeah.
This is a better book. This is a better issue. All the other issues have been kind of bland and a little boring and kind of felt pointless. This one I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah.
I enjoyed a lot. I really enjoyed what they were doing with it.
Yeah, I just can't. I can't find myself getting too interested in his friends.
I want to, and I know they really want me to, and I it's not that I don't. I'm interested in the idea of his friends. I'm just not interested in his friends.
It's like here's Jaime Reyes and his buddies. You should care about them because you care about Jaime. Well,
That's cool.
No. I should care about them because I care about them, not because you tell me to.
Yeah, but that's fine. But it's really hard to care about them when they're too busy, with the sexual tension between the two of them is so
going to bone.
And it's so frustrating.
You can cut that tension with a knife, sir.
This tension isn't even good because it's just so it's like you might as well put in this every time they were together in big bold words, sexual tension. I'm like,
so when's it gonna happen?
Yeah, when's it gonna happen? When are we gonna get that story where they have to deal with how they kissed or whatever? And
Blue Beetle plays second fiddle to the romance subplot.
when that story happens. I might jump off the book that is there. I just don't care about these two characters at all enough to really care about their stories.
On the bright side, though, we got
That
Dr.
Fate was awesome. The whole thing with Fate and the Beetle was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
That was a great
And
time.
we get a return of a character I haven't seen in a while.
Yeah, it has been some time. They haven't used him since pre-New 52.
Yeah, it's as far as I can tell.
I think early post-Crisis is the last time we probably saw him.
Yeah, I think I remember seeing him around sometime 2007, but that's...
Oh, yeah?
He might have shown up in other places.
I was really only following Batman at the time. He's the only character I was actually following.
Yeah. That's all we really got to say about that one.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Darth Maul #2. This is a 5-part miniseries, and it's written by Colin Bunn. Art is Luke Ross. And what did you think?
I like it. This is a good book. One of my favorite characters introduced in the prequels was put into this, and not in the prequel movies, but in the Clone Wars show. I love him. I think he's a great character. He was brought into this. So he was already part of the new canon, but we get to see more of him in the new canon, so that's pretty cool. More detail about this character. I'm not going to spoil it because if you read the book, you're going to get to that. If you're a huge Star Wars fan and you watch everything, when you get in this book, you're like, yeah, boy, let's do it! I missed this guy! I'm like, yeah, you have.
Aren't he and Kenobi supposed to have a showdown on Rebels? They already did?
Mm-hmm.
Was it good?
Yeah, fantastic.
It was good? Okay, did they stare at each other for as long as they did in that little promo?
I'll show it to you. Watch it together.
Because I know they stared quite a long time before doing anything. I'm like, okay.
That's pretty cool. It was really good. I really liked it. This book's great. Sorry. Weird diet today. Popcorn and spaghetti does not go together. Great book. Great art. Another just fantastic Marvel Star Wars title. The only thing Marvel is doing right now is Star Wars. Their Star Wars books are fantastic, and issue 2 of Darth Maul was pretty great. I do like how the entire book hinges on the fact that all Darth Maul wants to do is kill a Jedi, and for no other reason. The fact being he just wants the good feeling that would come afterwards. He wants to test himself, so he wants to kill a Jedi, experienced Jedi Padawan. I'm like, dude, come on, man, calm down. You don't need to do this.
Yes, he does.
Yeah, he does. It was good. I liked it. I enjoyed it a lot. It was fun. We got to see Darth Maul get into a bar fight.
Because that's what I wanted to see out of the prequels.
You would be shocked how enjoyable it is. To one panel, he was talking trash. Next panel is he's busting out of a window with like 5 guys trying to tackle him, and just beating the hell out of all of them. It was the best.
I kind of want to see that now.
Yeah, it's a really good book. It's a really good series. I'm really enjoying it.
Well, next up we got Detective Comics number 953, written by James Tynion IV, and art by Christian Deuce.
I
will never not laugh at that.
Oh, Christian.
Deuce.
You're a great artist, and I can't say that about myself. We share a name, but not artistic talent. Tier.
CGI tier?
CGI tier.
It's good.
It's good. It's really hard to talk about Detective Comics
Without spoiling anything.
well without prefacing it. It's good. Not as good as Batman.
Oh no, Batman is right now the better line for me. Like,
And it's really hard because like any other time, this Detective Comics line would be top tier. Currently, we got Bane versus Batman in the main line. I'm just like, can we get to that? I have to wait another week before we can get back to them, but that's okay. It's okay. I'm not criticizing.
Bane, Lady Shiva.
Bane, Lady Shiva. I know we're getting Raj Al Ghulson. That's fine, but currently it's Lady Shiva or Bane,
Who's been in the story for the majority of it, like 90% of it.
Yeah, and let's not lie.
Bane's just wrecking things.
Batman, the current Batman line, one of the best told stories in Batman for the longest time. It's the one. I'm telling you right now. If you weren't too into Tom King's line, if you're not into it now, just what's wrong with you? Come on, man. What's wrong?
Do yourself a favor and stop reading comic books.
But no. What's wrong? Come here. Give me a hard time, buddy. I know. It's rough. It's a rough day.
Go read Frank Miller.
Rough day at work. I understand. You know, man. But you gotta. I know you miss Snyder. We all miss Snyder a little bit. I know you believe because Snyder was your first He was your first. He broke your cherry. I understand. He broke your comics cherry. He got you. You jumped on New 52 because it's all. Everyone's new number ones. I can jump in and I don't have to feel what I know. Strider was a good start. He was good. He did a good job. Wrote a couple bomb stories. Quarter Owls, 0 Year, 2 of the best stories I've ever read. Fantastic. Amazing. King is writing a story that whooped both those. No, it's okay. It's okay to disagree. But Quarter Owls went from 0 to 60 for no reason. And 0 Year, not gonna lie, a lot talking the book. But Bane, it's got some religious allegory. It's got some symbolism. It's got some baller fights, baller art. And I'm not gonna say that the Deuce is anywhere near as good as Goyer. I got that backwards, didn't I? The names.
Yes, you did.
Help me out here. It's.
You dug your grave,
help me out.
sir.
What's the name again? I'm terrible. It happened.
The writer?
Yeah, the artist.
The artist?
For Snyder's run.
I don't know.
Snyder Capullo. Sorry, I don't know what happened. It's like, look, yeah, I get it.
I knew.
Yeah, he's no Capullo.
I knew.
Why do you do that to me, man? You know I have trouble with names. Why do you do that to me, man? He's no Capullo, but let's face it. No Batman artist is Capullo.
Except Capullo.
So that tangent is now done. Detective Comics is nowhere near the quality the mainline Batman is, but still good. It's
good.
like if Batman's a 10 out of 10, Detective 9 out of 10. It's that just that one little bit it's missing.
Yeah. Maybe an 8, because I'm a little bit more reluctant to read Detective than Batman. Just a little bit.
Fair.
Just because I want to read Batman more.
That aside, Detective's solid.
Yeah.
Solid book.
We don't want to give away any spoilers, mainly because, spoilers in the book. Spoiler is in the book.
Yep. Tangent aside, the tangent was really there because there's not much we can talk about Detective without actually spoiling some pretty cool stuff. As I'm sure we all figured, Spoiler did confront Lady Shiva again. That
Spoilers?
Was she was... Shut up. Shut your mouth.
Christian hates me.
We get to see Gordon in the beginning, and that was funny. You get to see him in his
Hawaiian
shirt trying to go on vacation. But nah, bro, you gotta come back to the city.
It's good. Pick it up.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Doom Patrol number 5, written by Gerard Way and art by Nick Darrington. I'm going to be upfront and say that I dropped this title. I may pick it up if it's still available when we go on Tuesday. But I can't. There was a 2-month wait between issues 4 and 5. Gerard, I love your writing. You do amazing stuff with this title. But you got to work on these delays, man.
Consistency.
I don't know if it's you or Darrington, but seriously, man.
When
you're telling a story that's this mind-bendingly trippy, you can't just leave a brother hanging for 2 months, man.
Gerard Way is on multiple books, if I remember properly.
Yeah.
Buddy, I get it. The allure when writing comics to write 2 books, especially when you're as talented as you are. It's there. But you have to ask yourself the question, can I do it? And that's the question, which of the books that I'm doing should I drop? The answer is Doom Patrol.
Yeah, no.
Because Doom Patrol's great. Why would you drop
that?
Now,
if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Flex Mentallo supposed to be showing up sometime soon?
Oh, in the Doom Patrol book?
Yeah.
Some point. A lot of characters supposed to be showing up at some point.
Because I like Flex Mentallo.
Mm-hmm. We've got the latest villain, not really villain. The latest character to be kind of villain. The latest character to be released, announced for the next book. I'm gonna show you. I won't spoil it for those 5 Doom Patrol fans out there who are gonna get really excited for the character drop at the end.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a good drop. I'm excited to see where that's gonna go. I like the cover a lot.
Oh yeah, the cover's great.
With
Robot Man?
Robot Man, I think it was, forget his name. Robot Man's head. The book's trippy as always.
I always forget his name. He's a robot that looks like a man.
It's such a simple, stupid name. That's why I forget it.
Yeah, we can remember Kite Man.
Because that's a different stupid. Shut up. Doom Patrol's great. It's trippy. It's weird. It's odd. It's Doom Patrol. It's what you'd expect at this point. Gerard Way's writing is very impressive. As always, I think he's a better comic book writer than he is a songwriter. I love Doom Patrol. I love his books that he's working on comics-wise.
Bobby's glaring at Christian.
I know.
She likes My Chemical Romance.
I don't say it's wrong. I don't. I like one song by them. One song.
You sound like a conservative trying to convince somebody that you don't think gays are all bad. I know one gay.
I know one gay. I know one. Look, man, I got one black friend. It's all okay.
We'll get into that later.
Oh, yeah. Continue.
Next up, we got Flash number 19, or as Captain Boomerang likes to call him, Flasher. It's written by Joshua Williamson and art by Neil. Is that Goose?
Goog. I don't know.
I don't.
So let's preface this to by the end of the book, I was in tears.
Christian cried.
I cried. This book straight up made me cry. It has one of the most heartwarming and heartbreaking emotional moments in a book I've read in a long time. I just started crying. I'm like, this is tears. Let the tears flow.
It was really good.
Yeah, art's fantastic.
Actually, this entire series has been great. It's been nothing less than stellar.
The second half of this book is one punch after another punch after another punch after
Even
another
the
punch.
first half is like, oh man, that's cool.
Yeah, the first half is like a bunch of really cool Flash stuff, and you get all excited, like, yeah, this is great, this is exciting, I want to see where this goes. And then the next thing on the second, you thought there'd be like another issue to this, but you know better because you know the next issue is the button crossover.
Or at least the stuff that leads into it.
I'm pretty sure the next book is the start.
No, it starts in 21. We're at 19.
Are we at 19?
Yeah.
Are you? Oh, we are at 19.
Yeah.
So yeah.
It should be next week, please.
Yeah. So it's just like I say, it's one, and then like you get this first half, you're like, okay, all right, let's go. I'm getting, I'm ready, all right, and then boom, right in the gut, boom, right in the gut, boom,
right in the nuts.
Boom. Ow! I hit my arm. It's just one punch after another punch after another punch after another punch. The entire second half of this book is, yeah, I don't think you can feel enough, so let's just give you more feelings. And you're at the point where you're like, no, I'm good.
I can't feel anymore.
No, I'm good. Stop. I can't do it. It hurts. It physically hurts. So yeah, that's happening.
It's good.
It's very good.
It's good. It's a good cheese.
It's good cheese.
Next up, we got Hal Jordan and the Green Lantern Corps, number 17, written by Robert Venditti and art by Ethan Van Sciver.
I liked it.
Yeah, I did too.
I
mean, the cover kind of spoils what goes on.
Yeah, and the ending's so good that I'm just like,
guys,
what are you doing and why?
Oh, I want to know what the ramifications are because there's a couple panels where some people show up.
Oh, that's right. I don't know. I like how that whole thing with sorry, I'm forgetting his name currently. Give me a second. Guy Gardner and that one guy. I like how that's resolved a lot. You know what I mean?
Oh, Arkell?
Yeah, I like how Arkell and Guy Gardner's whole thing is resolved. I like.
They give Guy a moment.
They do, and I like that moment because it added complexity to Guy that I thought was needed.
Yeah, I agree. The moment where, you know...
Sorry, I lost track. That's all I had to say.
Where Hal and Kyle and John go visit him in the care ward.
That was really cool. This was a really fun moment.
They felt like brothers, and I'm like, oh, that's what I like to see.
It felt the way I think it should feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good. I am excited for the next issue. Looking forward to some stuff on this book.
Same.
I have not been disappointed really by this book, and I think that's great considering I've never been a huge Green Lantern fan.
Oh, I was doing some research just to check a couple things. I wanted to see some things. I wanted to make sure that the book for the crossover event wasn't coming up soon. And you're right, we are. It's starting at 21.
Yep.
And Batman 21, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing it and so Their joke. We have a announced when we have an announced like time when Joker's coming back.
Oh yeah, around June, right?
Issue 25.
Yep.
Issue 25 is the first of
There's a
jokes and
Joker,
riddles, and
yeah.
it's a Joker
And
and
the
Riddler.
I saw
Sorry.
that. I don't.
Sorry.
How did you not see that?
I don't pay attention to these things. I keep myself virgin to all this stuff until the time comes.
Oh.
That way, when it happens, like the only thing I know about in advance is Superman because of you. I keep myself unaware of Batman stuff, so I'm excited when it comes out. Like the only reason I knew about the Bane thing was because they were advertising heavily beforehand. Now it got me super excited. Before that, I like to be surprised by my books. The War of Jokes and Riddles. That's a freaking cool name. It's alright. Got to a tangent. I was looking up some things about the Flash Batman thing. I want to make sure I was right on a couple things. I was fact checking us real fast. How to Read Green Lantern Corps 17 is awesome, especially if you're a Green Lantern fan.
Yeah, you will like it.
If you're a Green Lantern fan, you'll really like it. If you're not, you'll still enjoy it, but there's a couple little things that be lost on you.
Yeah.
Our buddy Caleb, who's a huge Green Lantern fan,
yeah.
he would adore this. He would
love
adore this line. He would just everything he'd want in it be here.
Oh yeah. Well, next up we got Hellblazer number 8, and it's written by Simon Oliver and art by Philip Tan.
Story's fine, art's stupid. Moving on.
Really?
I can't do this art. At first I'm like, this is cool. This is interesting. This anime style is kind of cute. And then I'm like, oh god, it looks terrible this issue. Oh god, what happened? Why does everything look bad? And I'm just like, just stop. The book's not good enough. I'm like, honestly, by issue 10 or 11, if it hasn't gotten better, I'm dropping it.
Okay.
I'm just not interested in this story at all.
All right. Well, next up we got Mother Panic number 5, written by Jody Hauser and art by Sean Crystal.
Oh god, the art is so good, and the writing is so good. Can I get more of this?
No.
This book gets dark, man. This book gets super dark at a time, and I'm just like, book, do you need a hug? Like, do you need a hug, book? Do you need a hug? Do you need a hug from me? Do I need to help you feel better because you sound tormented? I'm a little worried about your safety. A little worried about your safety. Just gonna put that out there. A little worried about you. It's a brother to one brother. One Gothamite to another Gothamite. I'm a little worried about you.
You're a Gothmite?
Gothamite.
Oh, okay.
That's what Citizen from Gotham's called.
Okay.
Look, man, I can dream, can't I? I can dream part of a sociopathic city.
Hey, man, I can actually go to a place called Metropolis. You can't go to a place called Gotham.
Yes, I can.
Where?
I don't remember where, but I can tell you real fast.
All right. Well.
I'm gonna look it up. It's your mistake. You shouldn't have done that. Because it has a bar called the Batcave.
That's stupid. Just kidding. That's kind of
yeah,
cool.
no, it's stupid.
It's cheesy, but I would go. I would totally go.
You know what? I type in Gotham in Google Maps, and you know what it comes up as? New York City.
It's funny because inspirations.
Actually,
Jersey. It's Jersey, right? No?
Pretty sure it was Chicago. Original inspiration for Gotham was Chicago.
That's right, yeah, because in like the DC universe, Gotham is somewhere around Jersey.
Yeah.
That's perfect that Ben Affleck's playing him then. Alfred, have you seen my khakis?
All right,
have you seen my khakis? No, Master Wayne. I don't get paid enough.
You don't get paid at all. We do this for free. For now, I hope. Maybe one day in the future when I get money from this. Mother Panic's fine. It's enjoyable. It's a weird, kind of strange book. Doesn't make 100% sense all the time, but it makes enough sense to where you can follow as a story, as a cohesive plot, and the things that are jumping around are just weird and fun, and I like it.
All right. Well, next up we got Suicide Squad number 14, written by Rob Williams and art by John Romita Jr.
It's funny because the second artist on the second half of the book,
Infinitely better.
I completely forgot to the name drop them. I'm really sorry about that. That was my bad. Was really good. It's so much good. The second artist is so good.
I can't do John Romita Jr. I don't know how he's still employed.
I don't know how this is still happening, considering that it's not very...
It's because his dad's a legend. And so, special treatment.
Yeah. I'm I am not into this book.
Harley
And
looks so stupid.
I'm really staying on because, like, I think that we're gonna get a new artist.
Now, I'm not the kind of guy that likes to look at, like, comic book characters' chesticles. But what the hell is going on with Harley's chest? Like, seriously, man. It's weird. It's like, it's almost as if John Romita Jr. doesn't know how to draw the human anatomy.
Yeah, that's something.
It's other than that, the issue was pretty good.
Yeah, that's fine.
Pretty easy read. I don't know why I put that at the very end of my stack, though.
What?
I put Suicide Squad at the end of my stack for my reading order.
Yeah, because it's fine, but it's not that good. If you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do the same thing with Justice League.
It's just okay.
Yeah. Well, anyway, next up we got Teen Titans number 6, and it's written by Ben Percy and art by Koi Pham. Thanks, Pham.
Oh my god. Book's great.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Kid Flash has spoken to me on a level that I don't think any other character probably has besides Superman. There's a line where he says something to the effect of, life is meaningless without a double bacon cheeseburger. And I feel that on a spiritual level.
Yeah.
Good? You good, buddy?
Yeah, I'm just trying to... I got an issue with this book. I've been trying to figure out what best way to...
Teen Titans?
Yeah. It's not a big issue. It has to do with... I don't feel they introduced Aqualad very well. And it's not because that now he's gay. So I don't care about that. It's because I just feel like... I don't feel the reasoning for him to go to Titan's Tower is very strong.
Not really.
I don't feel like they gave it enough time. I think they should have sent an issue with him at home.
I feel like they wanted to do a little too much for this one issue.
Yeah.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing, because you're working on a monthly schedule, and if you do the introduction of Aqualad next week, then you can't really say that this is the beginning of the rise of Aqualad. But if you don't focus on what's going on with the Titans, you can't really call it a Teen Titans book, and you don't have any story to set this whole thing against. I just feel like maybe there could have been a little bit more balance. I was gonna say cut out the interviewer sequence, but that's kind of important.
Yeah, I feel like you could have done just a bit better.
Yeah. I mean, otherwise I liked the book. The
book's fun.
It felt
that one
fun.
bit could have been done just a bit better.
It was a fun read. I enjoyed it. Looking forward to the next issue. That's all.
Yeah,
really
but same here.
on that. Next up, we got Wonder Woman number 19, and this is written by Greg Rucka and art by Liam Sharp. I think that these two storylines are starting to kind of come together, and I think that might have been the overall plan. I just don't think that was communicated very clearly to us.
I don't see it. I get it because the one story directly affects the other story. You're learning about why one story is happening when the other story is going on.
The how.
Yeah.
Or like the ramifications.
I just don't think it's... I don't think Truth is interesting enough.
You mean The Lies?
Sorry, The Lies is interesting enough to go with
Godwatch?
Godwatch is super fascinating.
Oh, Godwatch is great.
The Lies is just okay.
Yeah, I mean, I like the art on both of those stories. I mean, I'm gonna stick with the book, see where it goes.
Oh no, I'm not dropping it. It's not droppable. It's still worth to pick it up. I'm just like, I just don't think that this story is strong enough for it to exist. I don't think it's that strong.
And it's gonna be going on like this through at least June that we know of, because they're still doing this Lies Godwatch thing through then, and it's kind of frustrating.
It is really frustrating.
So hopefully, the payoff is worth it.
Yeah.
I really want it to be worth it.
Same.
Because I just want to start getting into like regular Wonder Woman stories, man. Bring back Captain Nazi.
Don't bring back Captain Nazi.
Captain Nazi was kind of stupid in that fun way.
Captain Nazi was stupid in that stupid way.
You're fun. You're a jerk.
Oh man. As always, we get our comics from Talking Bay 94. We're not paid to tell you all this. We're not paid to do this. But every so often, I like to sit there and remind you all that support your local comic book store. You really should.
Yeah.
It gives them some money and they need the help as much as they can get. Ours doesn't, because ours gets our money. Like,
Yeah.
at least $100 a week from the two of us.
They're not paying us. We're paying them.
Yeah. You know, he offered for us to record at his store.
Really?
Yeah, he offered if we want to record in his back room sometime. We're more than welcome to.
Kind of cool.
It would. We don't have a good recording schedule, and it's hard to get down there with all of our equipment.
That's true. We just have to pack up the mics and the laptops, Christian.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. I mean, what I mean, like, it's hard to get us to get down there with everything done. Like, I would say we should bring our stuff Wednesday, and then if we're done reading, we can record Wednesday. But I don't really want.
Maybe. I don't know.
That's what I'm thinking. It's like I don't.
Yeah.
He offered it. I'd
like to try to do something like that.
My whole thing is that if we ever do interviews, I would love to do interviews at Docking Bay because that'd be awesome. And John was super cool about letting us record.
Oh, John's
there.
great.
Yeah, I love him.
Yeah. It's
I'm actually sad whenever we end up moving.
Oh, I'm gonna miss that place.
Yeah.
That's like home.
It is like home.
It's like Cheers, but less depressing.
It's like Cheers, but we're not alcoholics. We're just obsessive compulsive people.
Some of us.
Sir, I don't drink that much. I just drink a little bit more than I should sometimes. I don't drink that often though. I'm good about that. Alright guys, well that's been fun, but of course, all fun must be ruined by Garbage Day. Garbage Day!
I almost walked out on this one. Usually it's Christian that wants to walk out, but the minute they introduce...
There's a story behind this. Go ahead, Mario. You start.
Wait, what do I start with?
The walking out with the two of us. The argument about walking out.
Okay, so... again, this is spoiler day. Garbage day. Spoilers are off.
Yeah, because this movie's terrible and you shouldn't see it.
Ever.
Yeah.
Not even on Netflix. Not even while drunk. Not even on a dare. Not even on a whim.
Not
even under pressure.
We've been doing it basically on dare.
Not even threat of death.
Under pressure.
You are not Freddie Mercury or David Bowie. Please stop.
Didn't Vanilla Ice also do his version of Under Pressure? Like he stole it?
He took the hook from that and then sampled it for Ice Ice Baby.
He got sued for that.
Did he really?
Yeah, he got a lot of trouble for that.
Because it was a crappy song.
Because he blatantly took that song. He blatantly took it.
It's called sampling. All artists do it.
No,
all crap artists.
Yeah, he didn't record anything. He stole it.
Oh.
And they claimed it to be his own.
Oh. Well, that's a stupid move on his part because that was a huge song.
Yeah, well, yeah.
I mean, you got Queen and David Bowie on the same track? Sign me up, buddy.
Continue.
Anyway, so there's this bit where it's about this old lady. She's a terrible, terrible person, right? It's the same lady who plays the old lady in the movie Bernie with Jack Black.
Oh yeah,
pretty much the same character, just a manipulative, evil old lady.
I liked Bernie.
I did too.
The movie's great.
And
did we watch that thinking it was gonna be terrible? And it ended up being amazing.
I watched it on my own. I think you watched it with Caleb.
I watched it with Caleb and Austin. I watched it with those two. That's right. We watched it because we thought it was going to be terrible. We wanted to laugh. We ended up really enjoying ourselves.
But
that was a trip.
But that
was a good day.
We got the chick from that really god-awful Mamma Mia movie adaptation.
Oh, my God.
I forgot what her name is, but she's got like those really huge bug eyes. That just seems to be a theme in these movies this week. Just bug-eyed women. And so... the old lady hires this whatever her name is to write her obituary because she works at a newspaper, and so she's got to go. The younger lady's got to go and find nice things to say about her or whatever from all these people that have been in her life, and she somehow like stumbles across the old lady's record collection, and of course she's a hipster, and so she's flipping through, and she's like, "Wow!" and it turns from wow, I have to write this obituary saying something nice about this really horrible lady to, man, it's all about the music, man. The people don't care about the music anymore, man. I'm like, Christian, we're leaving. I'm leaving.
So he gets up to leave. I'm like, no, we can't leave. We have to finish the movie. I sit him back down. I don't remember what caused it, but a line was spoken. A line that just...
Wait, no, I lied. It was when they introduced the little black girl to be the one that the old lady takes care of and part of some sagely advice.
Okay.
And she's like, man, F the Dewey Decimal System. I'm like, Christian, we're leaving.
Yeah, it was when I was the one when they were doing the record thing, and I was like, I want to be your DJ. I'm like, nope, Mario, we're going. You're like, no, you and me stay. I'm like, no, Mario. We're leaving. We're leaving. We're not doing this. We are not sitting this. We're not going to do it. And we did it, but spoiler alert, we suffered through it anyways.
Oh, boy.
So, there's a box of worms with this movie. First worm. It has a spunky sidekick for the old lady who's young, who is 7. A little black girl who curses.
Original.
She's apparently super smart and really
streetwise
and ahead of her time. But like, she comes off as like this bratty kid who is alright about a couple things.
As soon as they brought her on screen, I'm like, nope, I'm done.
Yeah,
I know what kind of character you're gonna be.
I don't blame the little girl. Like, she did fine. She acted fine.
She didn't dance in time with the music because they added the soundtrack later.
Yeah, but the writing for her was god-awful, because they wrote her to be as black as humanly possible. And then, but what they did...
You thought Aunt Jemima was racist.
What they did is that once they had the two people the older white lady hanging out with the younger black girl, they made sure to make her sound whiter.
Yeah.
To, like, not offend the obviously older audience that's coming in to see this movie.
Yeah.
Because what this film is, and I came to this conclusion during the film, what this film is, The Last Word is a film by the baby boomer generation for the baby boomer generation.
That's where you're wrong, sir. I actually did some research on who the writer is. He's a late 20s, mid 30s gentleman. This is his first film that he's ever written.
That makes it so much worse.
That does make it so much worse.
Because the problem with this film is that it is trying to... It's one of those films that has the kids these days don't appreciate...
Their Insta snaps and their chat grams.
They don't... These kids these days don't appreciate what it was like being a woman when I was your age.
With their Twitter?
You don't understand. You don't have the cajoons. You had to fight for what you had. I had to fight for what I had.
I had to walk both ways up and down a mountain in the snow.
In Florida during the summer. If you went through the same fight. It was that kind of movie. And what infuriated me is that there's nothing that the character that's saying, oh, you should be more like her, lost her career because she was such a bitch, lost her husband because she was such a bitch, lost her daughter seeking counseling because she was such a bitch, and it's gonna be, no, that's okay because she's headstrong. I'm like, no, it's not okay. She's a terrible person. She ruins people's lives for her own, like, because I'm too good. I'm great. Everyone has to appreciate me. And it's like, you kids these days don't appreciate how great I am. But like, no, you're a remnant of an era gone, an era of people who were assholes.
I thought you said Aragon, like Aragon, like the books, and I was confused for a second. But yes, you are right. There's nothing really redeemable about this movie. The only thing somewhat decent is music selection, but it's like, I like music, so if you put on a good song, I'm gonna like it, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna like your film. There's this massive tonal shift, like I mentioned earlier.
Epic Cohen's a movie all about the music, man. All about the music. I'm literally pulling out my hair here talking about this.
Like the younger kids are hipsters, and Christian's like, no, we're not doing this, Mario. We're not doing this. It's
right
really,
when I saw
really
the studio,
stupid.
and right when I realized she wanted to be a disc jockey, I'm like, Mario, we're leaving.
It's a scene where we see all 3 of them in their skivvies, and I'm just like, Christian, no.
What made it really uncomfortable was that, okay.
It held the shot. Oh, the cinematography in this is awful.
Yeah. What made me really uncomfortable was that, okay, the older lady stripping, I don't care. The 20-year-old stripping, 20-something stripping, I'm like, I really don't want to see this, but whatever. It was the fucking 6-year-old that ended up stripping down. Like, no! Stop!
Take your hands away from the keyboard and stop.
This is a sick fantasy that no one wants to know about, bro. No one wants to know your sick fantasy for black 6-year-olds. Stop. Put your hands away from the keyboard and walk away. I was not pleased with that. It felt weird and gross and just like really uncomfortable.
It did.
It's like, oh, but these 3 generations are all bathing together, and I'm like,
it was
just
in that moment though.
Stop.
When I realized that this went from somewhat decent premise for an idea to completely cynical cash grab.
Yeah.
Because that scene when they're all hanging around in the lake, I was thinking to myself, wow, this just feels really forced. And I don't care. I really don't. And then, you know, they're all having a laugh in the hotel room or whatever.
Yeah.
And they're being loud, and it's like midnight or 1 in the morning. And I'm like, excuse me, some people are trying to sleep in this motel.
Yeah, it's like...
You guys suck.
If you want to hear the movie ends with the old lady dying.
Oh, no.
Spoilers, she dies.
I don't feel bad.
And she didn't just die, she just died. She just up and died. She has a condition where she could die at any second, okay. And then what she do? She up and died. It just happened. I'm just like...
Cool.
Alright. And like the 20-year-old knew that she was dying and just let it happen. Because even the 20-year-old wanted the damn movie to end.
Yeah. Oh, I did. God. I just can't... The cinematography is awful. Okay, so it starts out not that bad, right? Kind of artsy looking. I'm like, all right, I can kind of get behind this. If you got some nice picturesque shots or whatever, cool, whatever. More power to you. They're all still shots. They're all very static. There's no movement. Then all of a sudden, 5 minutes later, everything's handheld, shaky cam. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Just like,
back to static. Shaky cam. Static, shaky cam.
You're just like, stop. Stop.
Then the shot reverse shots.
Hold the camera or do not hold the camera. You do not get option C. There is no option C. You hold the camera or you do not hold the camera. Choose wisely.
Then the shot reverse shots for all the discussions.
Oh
One character...
God, shoot me.
Okay, so the character that would be on the right side, like if you were doing this like a regular film, would be on the left side of the screen. And then the person who would be on the left side, if you were looking at them from like a stage, would be on the right side. And it would keep cutting between them. So it's like, are they talking to the walls? Are they not talking to each other?
Yeah,
what are you doing? I feel like they were trying to abide so strictly by the rule of thirds. You know, when you frame your camera shots, you usually, if you want something that's like visually appealing, have something in one of the, like in a third. You know, like something on the left side or something on the right side, kind of like in the movie we're going to be talking about for the good film this week, Get Out. How like there's that shot of the house and they pull out and you see that gardener guy and he's on the right side. It's something that's visually interesting. It's supposed to capture your attention.
It was a really good shot. I really enjoyed that shot. It was really cool.
But I think that somebody just took that rule of thirds rule and just went to the far end of the field with it.
Went to the bank with it, man. Their whole movie was banking on the rule of thirds.
It's
the problem with the last word. The problem with the last word is that there's no words to describe necessarily what's wrong with it. It's just that it's 3 movies into one. Sorry. One of those movies is kind of interesting, and the rest are bland. But nothing there is really worth making. And we've seen this all before.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say about The Last Word other than it's a movie made for a generation that jerks itself off enough without your help. Like, no, the baby boomer generation, they stroke themselves enough. We don't need to support their need for their big heads. They're fine. They're doing fine. Don't see it. Don't bother. You probably can't see it right now anyway. It's probably already out of theaters.
Even the ending was completely unsatisfying.
Yeah.
It just kind of ends. Kind of ends. Just like the old lady's life. Ayo!
That was a good
She should have died 20 minutes in the film earlier.
She should have died 10 minutes within the film starting. She almost did. We almost got her dream.
Okay, so there's this bit in the beginning where she's just so miserable, right? She just hates her life. Actually, no, I got some more stuff to say on this.
She tries to commit suicide.
She takes some pills and downs it with a bottle of wine.
Red wine.
Red wine.
There's no
she
reason to
ends up
specify that.
ends up in the hospital, right?
God, we'd only dream that she died there.
She pretty much almost killed herself, right?
She was trying to
kill herself. The reporter, if she wanted to, could have easily offed this lady. She's already got a record of trying to kill herself in the past, and nobody would blame her because she's such a miserable bat that nobody would care in the slightest. Also, I want to say that the way that they stumble into the plot of this film is the absolute laziest, most contrived method I've ever seen. She spills her wine after she's about to consider killing herself again, and she, instead of grabbing a napkin to clean up the wine that's on the table, she grabs a newspaper, starts dabbing it with the newspaper. You know what she sees on the newspaper? Obituaries. Huh. I guess I'll get my obituary written. That's how we start the plot. It made me
physically ill. It made me physically ill.
It made me sad to know that somebody got paid to write that.
So we got paid to direct that. No one said stop. And that's, with these bad movies, that's been a consistent thing. Like, no one just says stop. Let's rewrite that. It's not good.
When I saw the logo for Bleecker Street at the beginning of this film, I'm like, Christian, that's a bad sign.
It's like when I see a Blumhouse,
or A24.
Or A24 at the beginning of any film, I'm like, well, that's not good. Speaking of Blumhouse, because now we're done with garbage, there's not much more to say of that. Next up is our matinee morning, and it's going to be Get Out, the acclaimed horror film of this generation. And what do we think about it? It's
just okay.
It's okay.
It's okay.
I think we should be very clear about this. I don't know if you feel the same. I feel like as a horror film, it's fine. The first and second act really don't sync up with the third act, but the third act's so strong that I really enjoy it. But it doesn't really go well with the first or second act.
Because stuff happens in the third act.
I like that. I like though that there was just this. Okay, as a horror film, it's very slow, very trotting. But I will. This is where I will put my flag here. This is I fight. This is the mountain top I fight on. Right?
Are you gonna die on this hill?
I'm dying on this hill.
Okay, we'll take a look at the sky just before you die.
Yeah.
It's the last time you will.
This is the best commentary on modern racism I've ever seen. Period. Best commentary on modern racism. I thought it was brilliant. Jordan Peele Jordan Peele may not have made necessarily the most stunning, and I really do feel like the ending of this film, well, no spoilers, but the ending of this film I think undercuts the film's message a little bit. I think it could have been much better if they would have ended a bit differently. I get why he didn't.
Yeah, I kind of get it, but like I also felt what he was trying to get me to feel.
Yeah, and I get it, but I think the feeling would have been more powerful with a different ending.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess there's only one way to know for sure.
Yeah, but Jordan Peele just writes this movie. He's a writer, and he's the only writer and only director. Yeah,
like because even if I just think this is okay, this is I think this is his first directorial debut.
Didn't him and Key do
his directorial debut?
Didn't him and Key both co-direct?
Keanu?
Keanu, didn't they co-direct it?
I don't know, but yeah, if this is his first, his very first film that he's made, props to him because he made a solid first film.
Let me take a look at his directing credit. Yeah, this is the first movie he's ever actually directed. Yeah, good on him.
Good on him, because if he
did write Keanu.
Yeah, but still, like, props to him, because I mean, yeah, I had some problems with the pacing and some stuff with the plot, but you know what? Overall, it was still a pretty enjoyable film.
I think the film's biggest fight is that it is very trotting, but it's not bad trotting. It's just that it's not super interesting.
Yeah, maybe they could have dropped a couple more nuggets along the way.
It tries to fix that with jump scares, and the difference between nuggets and jump scares is this. By nuggets, we mean like things that grab you, things that make you interested,
or something that lets you know what the real plot is going on,
or something really freaky. I think if you spritz it a little bit more in the film, I think it would be a little bit stronger. But instead of doing that, he does jump scares, which is just cheap, and they're so cheap. They're so. I'm like Jordan, buddy. This is beneath you.
You're better than this.
Obviously, you are a better writer than this.
Oh, he's
obviously.
Great.
Like
his stuff with just Key and Peele is great.
There are moments in this film I just feel genuinely uncomfortable. I feel genuine, like we're watching with my roommate Grace. She goes with us. She adores this movie. And I look over and I'm like, I feel like I have to apologize for my entire race. I feel like I have to, because for the love of God.
I'm Hispanic, so I don't have these problems.
I'm like, for the love of God, you're half white. Don't give yourself too much credit.
I'm Italian. The Italians were treated like crap.
I'm Italian too. I'm still white.
You're also Irish.
Yeah, Irish were also treated terribly. Arguably worse than the Italians. But you know what? I'm not going to sit here and say, but that makes me the same level. No.
No, I'm not either. I'm just saying.
We now rule the country. We've got presidents. We rule you. Deal with it. But, sorry, that was a really weird tangent. But I was so impressed because most of the time when white people are racist, I'm like, yeah, but that's not me, so I don't care. But I'm sitting there watching this and I'm like, oh my God, I feel like I should just apologize. Because this is just uncomfortable. Like, anybody who talks like this just has no idea what's going on. And that's where this movie shines, is that feeling it gives you. That feeling of genuine, like, God, I'm uncomfortable. This is a terrible situation. Like, there's so much tension throughout the film that you could cut it with a butter knife.
When I first saw the trailer for this film, back before it even came out, before I even knew it was Jordan Peele that was writing and directing this, I thought that this could have very easily been like a race baiting thing, like very Spike Lee, very Spike Lee-ish in nature, where it's like, look how bad everybody else but me is.
Yeah,
but it turned out to, because that's a very thin line to walk.
It's hard to make a movie with racial commentary. It's hard to make a movie with any form of strong commentary in it, because it would be it's very, very easy to cross the line to just baiting, to wanting you to get offended or wanting someone to get angry.
Yeah.
It feels like, what I love about this movie is that it discusses modern racism. It also discusses how it's not really anybody's fault that it happens. It's just because people don't really understand and they're still working on it. It's like, it's this like people who don't mean to be racist, who really don't want to insult you or don't want to offend you, but by doing so they're insulting and very offensive.
Yeah.
And I really appreciate that. It's the racism for someone who knows they're racist, but doesn't know that it's okay to have these problems. Just gotta work on it. So they try to overcompensate with saying things like,
I would have voted for Obama for a third term.
And that line, I'm just like,
I know, Tiger.
God, stop. Just stop, please. I can't do this.
I know, Tiger.
I know, Tiger. Tiger's my favorite. That line kills me every time. I'm like, oh my God. And it's just great because it's like, it really does say, like, it's okay to not to have these thoughts, to have those tendencies.
You just got to work on it.
You have to work on it. You can't act on it. But overcompensating, being someone you're not to make up for it, is not right. And I like how it walks that line. It doesn't tell you you're a bad person for doing this. It just says that, it's okay to have these tendencies. You gotta. It's a line you have to walk. You have to learn it. And I really appreciated that. Like, really appreciated
it wasn't
that.
really scolding. It was just like, hey, look, guys,
because
get it together.
Like, I love Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah.
I love that movie. I love that movie so much. It's scolding you. It's scolding you. It's giving you crap. It's giving you hard crap. But it's also very unifying, saying, because it's not a problem. It's like, this isn't a problem for race. It's a problem for us in general, which is really cool. I thought that was really cool. But this one is just like, yeah, it's a problem, but it's a problem that's gonna take time, and you can't just fix it. And I really appreciated that. I also like the whole white knight thing, and how they bring that up. And it's like, just stop that. Stop it. We didn't ask you to be our white knight. Stop. Sorry, it's a really well done commentary on modern day racism. It's really well done.
I have a question, and this is probably the cynic in me coming out. Do you think that this film is as widely regarded as being, as great as it is because of that narrative, or because of the actual story itself? Because
I think the narrative. I'm not against the movie. I think that it is, for all intents and purposes. I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10.
I'd buy it on Blu-ray, not for $20.
Yeah, I'm gonna buy it when it comes out on Blu-ray. I'm gonna get it.
I hold that standard for pretty much every movie, not for $20.
Jordan Peele put a lot of
time and thought of it.
There's a lot of thought, like, as far as like having a deer a part of the plot, and like because it used to be called Buck, and Buck used to be a racist slur against black people, and there's this whole like symbolism with this deer, and it's really well done. So it's one of those things to where like there's a level of complexity this film does. There's a level of complexity this film has that I respect as a writer myself, as someone who writes films. I respect someone who can do very well having this level of complexity and doing all these complex things and not make it seem forced. Because that's the hardest thing to do, is not to make it seem super forced. It shows a level of both intelligence and understanding that most people don't have. So I really appreciated that. But I don't think it's Jordan Peele. It has everything to do with critics and how Hollywood works today.
Yeah.
A lot of this movie's praise comes from how much of just a wonderful commentary of modern day racism is, and not necessarily the merits of the film. And that's where the problem comes, because as a horror film, it's okay.
Yeah, as a horror film, it could have been better.
It suffers from the classic horror film problem.
It's a serviceable horror film.
Where the first and second acts are a little slow, and the third act super strong, but because of that, the last third of the movie and the first 2/3 of the movie have a huge disconnect. And there's a lot of things that just don't work. Like the entire movie, the sound's very quiet and it's very well done. The last third of the movie, it's like loud and it's in your face. I'm just like, yeah, that's. I walked in on a different movie apparently. This wasn't a left turn.
I was telling Christian, there's this bit where the garden keeper guy, he's running towards the main character. And this is at the end of the film. He's like running at him on like a street, like, you know, concrete or asphalt or whatever the street's made out of.
Uh-huh.
I don't work on roads. But it sounds like he's running on wood. I'm like, guys, what is your Foley artist doing? Are you aware he is running on asphalt, not wood?
You need to take him aside. You would talk with him. It's like, dude, what is he running on? Concrete. So why does it sound like wood? I thought it would sound cool. No. No, your job isn't cool.
Save that for the January films. I can't tell if that was sarcastic laughter or character laughter or genuine laughter.
They caught me by the surprise, so it came out a little bit weird laughter. That's really funny. No. Your job isn't good. Your job is what would fucking sound like. That's your job.
It's a good film. I do have my problems with it.
And it's funny because that's the only time that happens. It's the only time that happens.
Yeah.
It's just such a weird, like, what the hell? What just happened?
Am I in another movie?
What? The sound editing was so good. The sound design was perfect. What happened? What?
In the butt? In the butt?
What?
In the butt? Yeah, it's good. Definitely check it out if you haven't seen it already. I feel like everybody talked it up for me. I was expecting this modern day masterpiece.
I had the same problem. The only person that didn't talk it up, ironically, is one of my friends who liked it the most, my friend Grace. She did really good about not talking this up so much. She said that she liked it a lot. That she enjoyed it a lot. That she didn't think it was necessarily the great, but she thought I would enjoy it. She was right. I loved it. She's absolutely right. I had a great time. Came out of the film like, this is really good. I had a great time. I would love to see it again.
I wouldn't say I loved it. I'd say
I loved it.
I liked it.
I loved it. I thought it was. It might be a poor horror film. Not poor. It might be a mediocre horror film, but I think I just appreciate, like, there's nothing I appreciate more than just really, really well done writing and directing.
Yeah, the cinematography in this is
it's
masterful.
Like everything was good, but except for the horror element. And it's hard because
it doesn't show up until the third act.
Yeah, and it's hard because, like, I want to really criticize it for that, but everything is just so good. I'm like, everything in this movie is just so good. I'm like, I can't give you that much fault for it. Because of that, like, I like it a little bit more, but I had the same problem. Everyone was talking it up to me, like someone linking this article, and it was like calling Get Out the shining of our generation. As they're saying, I'm like, no, it's not.
No.
It's not that
They plant
perfect.
the seeds of the third act in the first and second.
plans to use the third act in the very beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
Which is awesome.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
My last comment, I guess, on this is that I'm glad that people are actually seeing a pretty good horror film.
Yeah.
Or, you know, supporting films that actually have some artistic integrity and merit to them.
We didn't see it when it first came out, only
The
because
lines were so
it was
long.
just too much for us.
We went at like 10:30 on a Tuesday night. The line was all the way from the ticket counter to like the valet parking.
It was outside. It was like outside. We're just like, what are these people saying? Because they're obviously not seeing what we're seeing. Because it's garbage day.
What did we see that week? Collide.
Oh, was it Collide?
We saw Collide that week.
Okay.
It was packed. They had like 11 tickets left to go see it, and there were like 50 people in that line. it was ridiculous, but I'm glad they're seeing, you know, a pretty good horror film over, you know, the typical schlock that Hollywood likes to throw out there for the masses.
Yeah.
You know, and if it gets them to think a little bit, then hey, that's cool too. Mm-hmm. Now we just need a movie about Hispanics being treated equally.
Not in Trump's America, sir.
I want a taco stand on every corner.
There's no subtle racism with Mexicans. It's straight up racism.
Yeah. I feel like that's a thing that's not really addressed at all.
No, because the thing is that most people don't care, and I will say this, but most people just don't care, and I find that really frustrating. A couple of people are like, I'm for equal rights. Okay. What about how, you know, Islamic people are treated in this country, how Mexicans are treated in this country, how any of these people are treated in this country? Well, yes, but black people... No. How about I'm going to stop you there.
I feel like it's just...
I'm going to stop you there. You realize these other people have been treated just as bad for just as long, right? Like, there's a war, hundreds of wars fought with Islam just because they're Islamic. You know? Mexicans have never had the fair shake in this country.
Nope.
You know what? I'm gonna say no. African American community now still doesn't. Black community now still has a lot of
they
problems.
still have a lot of stuff that they're still fighting against.
Better than the Mexican community. Just gonna put it out there. It's better. Better than them.
I could get deported.
Huh?
I could get deported
for no reason.
Yeah.
You were born here, and that's why it kills me.
Oh well.
What can you
do? Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you know,
this world's going to hell.
Before we get too political, this has been an episode of Collectors Coalition. As always, it's a pleasure of doing this. You know, comment, like, subscribe, do all those things.
Tell us we're assholes.
we
take it as a compliment,
do
really.
Do you have criticisms? Do you have things to recommend? Is there a topic you want us to discuss? Comment, please. I should probably start saying it. Rate us on iTunes. It would help a lot. Also, we have now been able to monetize our videos. Yay!
Yay.
Ironically, it has nothing to do with how big you are, but how many videos you produce, and we produce a lot of videos in a week. So they're like, "Yeah, go ahead." I'm like, "Cool." So we have made it to where we can have skippable ads as a majority.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Because I don't think you should be forced to watch an ad. But if you do,
unless you are interested in.
But if you do, it does help us out. We appreciate it. It would help us out.
Help us. We're broke.
Yeah, we are broke. So just put it out there. Tell your friends. Tell the people you know. Help us out, you know? We rely on you. We put money into this. We don't get money out. We rely on you to spread the word. We rely on you to help us out. And we do this for you. We do this because we want to do stuff for you. We enjoy creating what we like to do. We create for an audience.
We get a couple chuckles out of it.
Yeah, I enjoy doing anything with you, buddy.
Oh, same here, buddy.
So, as always, guys, it's a pleasure doing this. And I'll see y'all next week.
Skippity-doo!
What's wrong with you? Another week? Another episode of Collectors Coalition, a Magnesium Studios production.
Prolonged exposure to this podcast may cause the following side effects.
Visiting our website at collectorscoalition.com.
Listening to us on Soundcloud, PodOmatic, and iTunes.
Subscribing to our YouTube channel.
Following us on Twitter at Collect Coalition.
Following us on Instagram, Tumblr, and Facebook at Collectors Coalition.
Bouts of extreme depression.
Uncurable, explosive diarrhea.
Not being able to grow up past the mental maturity of a 3-year-old.
But in all seriousness, thank you for listening, and we love you all.
And remember, stay nerdy, my friends.